All right, we are going to put all of the F channel up. So I snapped chalk lines. I already blocked in the ends here. I'll show you a couple details up here on the roof, whatever. So we just cut, or I just cut an angle here and blocked that in, and then this will just get trimmed out. So then my soffit will come along here, stop right here, and then this soffit will go up at an angle. So the only part you will see is this little triangle right here, and then our corner trim will come up and cover everything. But this will be really easy, just to bend a piece of black metal that matches their steel and soffit, and then you know, that looks really nice versus bringing this all the way out and squaring it off. I call those bird boxes or whatever. But I got chalk lines snapped along the edge to put my F channel, so now all I have to do is go along here and staple that on. I'll be all ready for the soffit when it gets here. Our ends are pretty straight. We're pretty straight along here. Once we get all the soffit and fascia on, we'll square up the roof. I think it's pretty good, but we're gonna check it anyway. I will show you. I've gotten a couple questions on when you stagger your purlins, how do you get your ridge cap screwed in all the way across into the purlin? So I'll show you. So we just butt them up. I put in another block along the truss. I butt the purlins in together and then put just another splice here just to make sure it's good and solid. That way I have a continuous straight purlin on both sides to screw my ridge cap to. And depending on what size ridge cap you are using will depend on how far down that purlin needs to be. I'm 8 inches down from the peak is the top of my purlin for the ridge cap I'm using, so you're just gonna have to figure that out with whatever ridge cap size you're using. So we're gonna get this F channel up all the way around the building, and then hopefully get the soffit all in today. Monday and Tuesday is gonna be pretty calm wind. It's gonna be nice. So definitely want to get all the roof steel on and get that wrapped up, kind of get this thing locked down. Another thing I do is where my fascia boards meet, instead of just screwing them in each 3/4 inch on each, I block in 2x4s just to give that a little bit more stability. Just a little extra thing I like to do. It gives me confidence that that fascia board is screwed in nice and tight and it's not going to come loose because it's in just a 3/4 inch side of the truss tail. So let's go grab all that trim and get it up. All right guys, so got all my F channel around the entire building for my soffit. So I went ahead and squared the roof, and I just use these 11,000 pound 2-inch toe straps. They work really good for me. If you need to move the building, you just use the ratchet strap and it works real nice. So we got the front side, all the tails are even. I checked for square, and we got it the peak square. We have our drip edge over here on this back side done. So now wind's not too bad. We might try to put a piece of steel up and see how it goes. I don't know, it's maybe 12, 15 mile an hour winds. But I forgot to cut these tops of these posts off. So I got to do that and then unbury the steel. So I guess let's do that. be framing in the 4 windows and the 1 walk door today. And I use 2x6s for this. That way when I fasten my window box, my door box to the girts, it flushes up with the inside finishes. So as far as my window goes, my bottom sill, I'll put a 2-degree slant on it, and I'll show you why once we install the, the window flashing and the window and all that stuff. But the first thing I'm going to do is I have 4 windows, so I have 8 side pieces. They're 48 by 36 rough opening. So I'm going to go ahead and cut all my bottom or all my side windows first and put that 2-degree cut on one end. All right, it was 72 yesterday, now it's freezing balls today. Anyway, got our window boxes made, set in place. Always mark which is the inside because this has a 2-degree slant to the outside. That way, when I get it put in, I'll wrap it with some flashing. And then any water that gets, if that vinyl window or window, whatever kind of window it is, fails over time and water gets through, it'll come out and go over and down the side, not damaging any framing. So I have 1 window here, 1 window there, 2 windows there, and then I have a door right here which I'm going to frame in right now. Alright guys, got our door framed in. So here's our grade board, and this will be the height of the concrete right here. So our door will be able to sit right across here and right on the concrete. You can see on my inside framing, I blocked in a 2-inch treated piece just to the bottom of our jambs, and I do that just because this is going to be in contact with the concrete. So that protects that. We blocked in between, got our header, so it's tied across 3, actually 1, 2, 3, 4. This door is tied in across 4 girts, 2x6 girts. It will be plenty strong. This will get flashing over it before the door goes in, so that'll all be protected. End up being real nice. So now we just have to frame in the 4 windows. I already got the boxes made, we just got to put them up and frame them in. Alright guys, we're going to frame these windows in, and I'm going to go, it's about 41.5 inches is about what it works out. So we have our grade board. Up here is where the concrete is going to end. We have 1 inch for our bottom trim. Then we go up 36 inches to, which is right here, to our wainscot trim. And then I like to set my window up. You either need to do one of 2 things. You need to set it down or set it up so you can get your trims on here and have some metal under here. So what works out for me is to just take a 2x6, tack it on here where the window's going to be. Then I can set my window box right on this while I mount it, and then I can take that off and then frame it in. All right, we're installing windows. We got this zip system flashing tape. It's 9-inch flash tape. You can see, put it against the sill inside. I have a 2-degree slant to the outside. That tape comes over the edge. Then we silicone the sides and the top. We don't silicone the bottom. And then I just put a screw in every other one in the bottom. Then if this window ever fails and water gets through, it'll come out this tape and down the side. So we've got 1, 2, 3 in. Got one more to do right there. Well, winter is here. Got some snow, getting like 5 to 8 inches on Saturday, so I'm gonna try to finish this metal up. I got some Tyvek that ripped loose, or some blocket. I'm gonna fix that. For those of you who are asking how I was gonna deal with this not being up to grade, kind of took this opportunity to put some polystyrene insulation down. So this will all be buried in the ground. I did that all the way around. We'll go around with some spray foam and fill in these little cracks. I just nailed it to the grade board with some cap nails. And so I'm gonna get some spray foam and do that today, and then tomorrow I'm gonna get this all backfilled with rock, compacted, bring dirt on the outside, and just get this brought up to grade before all the snow comes in. So I'm gonna try to get both ends steeled today, so 3 sides will be steeled except for the front. We got lots of trims around the door to do. So I guess let's get to it. But if you don't have a level building site and you go ahead and build, it just gives you a great opportunity without having to dig with a little backhoe or trencher to get some polystyrene down. And then the concrete floor will be, you know, roughly right in here somewhere. So there'll be a layer of polystyrene coming out this way too. So you got thermal breakdown, and then you also got your insulation underneath. Got a beautiful sunset coming up. We've got 3 sides of this all metalled. I love the black and white. I have a feeling that I'm going to be building a lot this color. I think this building is turning out awesome. It's really sharp. But we'll take you around to the front. We finished this side of steel today. Got the door all trimmed out, steel around it. And got all our garage doors trimmed out. And I tell you what, it's gonna look really sharp. You can see this is L8 trim, so it's 8 inches, and then it's got this hem trim that goes on it. Really makes this look good. All right, we have the front all done. All the doors are trimmed out. Just put up our weather seal for all the garage doors. Now we're going to start putting garage doors up, which is typically not something I do, but we're doing it on this one. So we ready to rock and roll, Jake?
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, that's going to be a wrap on this 30 by 40 3-car garage for now. We do have one garage door on. The clients wanted it on just to protect their tractor and stuff, but we got to come back once the weather gets warmer, prepare for in-floor heat and then concrete, so it makes no sense to really put the other 2 doors on because we're going to have to take them out to get all that done. So we will bring this project back up once we can get to concrete weather. It looks like today's the last really cold day for the next 15, so I'm hoping that it starts warming up and that we can finish this off here in the next month and a half or so. And one other thing on this building is I used color match aluminum on this garage to go down below grade just to match it with the metal. It's really nice on garages and houses to do that. It looks a lot better, but it froze and we couldn't get all the dirt brought in, so that's another thing we'll have to finish up in the spring too. So we'll show you that when we get that all done, but we'll just bring the dirt up a few inches below that and then we're going to put rock around the outside. We really appreciate you guys watching, and like always, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and we will catch you on the next video.